Imagine spending your entire career believing your quiet chemistry teacher was barely getting by. He drove the same old sedan for years, brought a simple lunch to work every day, and never showed off expensive clothes or luxury vacations. To everyone around him, he looked like an average. Then came retirement. His co-workers were shocked to discover he had quietly built a net worth of more than $1 million. Now compare that to someone else. A high-income professional earned significantly more money over the same 30 years. He bought the luxury truck, financed the dream boat, and looked successful from the outside. But when retirement arrived, his investment account held only a fraction. So what happened? How can someone earning less become financially free, while someone earning more struggles to build wealth? The answer has almost nothing to do with salary. Welcome back to the channel. If you're interested in the personal
wealth building, passive income, financial freedom, and smart money habits, you're in the right place. Let's break down one of the biggest myths about becoming a millionaire. Most people hear headlines claiming that the average household is worth more than $1 million. At first, that sounds like incredible news. It makes it seem as if building wealth is becoming normal. But there's one problem. The word average can be extremely misleading. Imagine 10 people standing in a room. 9 of them have modest savings, while one billionaire walks in. Suddenly, the average wealth of everyone in that room skyrockets, even though nothing has changed for the other 9 people. That's exactly how wealth statistics often work. A relatively small number of extremely wealthy families pull the average higher, creating the illusion that everyone is doing. The typical family is in a very different financial position. Many households have limited savings, rising living expenses. That's why so many hardworking families feel like they're falling behind, despite earning decent incomes. So if becoming wealthy isn't simply about making more money, what is it about? Here's the surprising truth. Most millionaires don't inherit massive fortunes. They don't win the lottery. They aren't celebrity entrepreneurs or Wall Street geniuses. Research consistently shows that many self-made millionaires come from ordinary careers: teachers, engineers, accountants, managers, and other everyday professionals. They didn't rely on luck. Instead, they built wealth through consistent financial habits repeated over decades. But that's where our two stories begin to separate. One person focused on looking wealthy. The other focused on becoming wealthy. From the outside, they looked completely different. But behind the scenes, one simple habit quietly changed everything. And once you understand that habit, you'll never look at money the same way again. In the next part, we'll reveal the financial strategy that quietly turns ordinary people into millionaires, and why time, not income, is the most powerful wealth-building tool you'll ever have. So, what separated the quiet millionaire from the high-income spender? It wasn't intelligence. It wasn't luck. And it definitely wasn't a 6-figure salary. The real difference was one simple habit: consistency. Every time the high earner received a raise, his lifestyle grew with it. A newer car, nicer vacations, expensive gadgets, and bigger monthly payments quickly absorbed every extra dollar. On paper, his income kept rising, but his wealth barely moved. The teacher took a completely different path. Whenever he earned a little more, he increased the amount automatically going into his investments. He paid his future first and adjusted his lifestyle later. Over time, those small monthly contributions grew into something extraordinary. This is called paying yourself first. And it's one of the most powerful principles in personal finance. But there's another force working quietly in the background, one that's responsible for creating millions of everyday investors. It's called compound interest. Think of compound growth like planting a tree. At first, nothing seems to happen. Months pass, then years, and the growth feels painfully slow. But eventually, that small tree becomes massive, because every year it's growing on top of everything it already built. Money works the same way. When you invest consistently in diversified assets like index funds or the stock market, your returns begin earning returns of their own. The longer you stay invested, the more powerful compounding becomes. That's why time is often more valuable than earning a higher salary. Someone who starts investing in their 20s or 30s, even with modest amounts, can often end up with more wealth than someone who waits until their 40s while earning much more. Unfortunately, many people never experience this advantage because they let emotions control their investments. When the market crashes, fear takes over. People sell because they think they're protecting themselves. Then, when markets recover and headlines become optimistic again, they buy back in, usually after prices have already climbed. It's the classic investing mistake, buying high and selling low. Successful investors understand something different. Short-term market swings are normal. Economic cycles come and go. But history has shown that patient, long-term investors who stay disciplined have consistently been rewarded over decades. Of course, not everyone starts from the same place. Many families face rising housing costs, expensive healthcare, student loans, and everyday bills that leave very little money available for investing. Building wealth isn't equally easy for everyone, and pretending otherwise ignores reality. But understanding the game still matters. Because when your financial situation improves, whether through a promotion, paying off debt, or creating an extra income stream, you'll know exactly where that extra money should go. Instead of upgrading your lifestyle immediately, invest in assets that can continue working for you long after you've earned the paycheck. That's the habit that quietly separates people who only appear wealthy from those who actually become financially independent. The biggest secret isn't flashy, it isn't exciting, and it won't make headlines. Real wealth is usually built through automatic investing, disciplined saving, long-term thinking, and allowing compound growth to do its job year after year. The millionaire next door often doesn't drive the newest luxury car or wear designer clothes. They simply made thousands of small financial decisions that pointed toward the future instead of temporary comfort. You don't have to look rich to become rich. Start early. Invest consistently. Stay patient. Ignore the noise. Because the greatest advantage in building wealth isn't finding the perfect investment. It's giving your money enough time to grow. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more videos about personal finance, investing, stock market strategies, passive income, financial freedom, and smart money habits. Your future self will thank you for starting today.